what's in my food. I don't know what day it is.
You can't understand what you see now.
This is insane. This isn't you. It's what's inside you.
There is no demon, Christina.
Let me just change this real quick, my name. Good Lord.
Hi,
Okay.
Rico.
Hello. How you doing?
Hi, Brigitte. Jeff in Las Vegas. How are you this afternoon?
Tab, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for talking about The Old Ways. And I watched it last night, and what a creepy movie.
Good. That's what we want.
I mean, that opening tease before the credits, I won't give it away, but I mean, I jumped up. I wasn't expecting that. Jumped a mile high. So I knew it was in the mood for something unique and exciting. So you play a journalist who's kidnapped by locals in Veracruz, Mexico. They claim she's possessed, but she's not convinced of the old ways, you could say. She's a realist, she's a journalist, she thinks logically. How does she become convinced that maybe there is something wrong with her, that she is possessed?
I think without giving too much away, she obviously hits rock bottom while held captive, at which point she has to face greater demons than the supernatural ones, right? I think she hits a point where she has to face herself, and what is it that's really happening to her? Is it something beyond her, or is it a mixture of things? And I think she realizes that it is, in fact, this darkness has been chasing her for far too long, and it stems from something deeper that she could have ever imagined, and it's just kind of had a domino effect on her life.
Well, it's bad enough that she's been kidnapped and held against her will, but she's also a heroin addict, and it's just outstanding, what an addict will do, even in those circumstances, to get their fix. Sometimes I think I was watching the movie that all of this was happening was a metaphor, that all of that happening was her addiction, and it was being played out by a possession.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had that. They were like, well, what's real, what's fake? And is her addiction the actual demon in her life? And I think in many ways, it definitely was what was holding her back from being connected to herself again, and what she really stemmed from. And I think that happens with addictions. I really do believe that when people have any type of addiction, alcohol, drugs, there's a sense of reality that's blurred for the person, and I do think it's a form of evil in your life. So it's a pretty common takeaway that a lot of people are experiencing with the film. Is it the drug? Is the drug the demon, or is it a demon and a drug? Which one is it?
Yeah, because it felt like it's an intervention. Her cousin is there, so the family is helping. So it's just a great kind of a mirror image about hiding an addiction and rehab, or through a thriller, of ancient ways, and it's almost like a play. It's like one set the entire movie, isn't it?
Yeah, except when we got to the cave and all those like outdoor shots, it was pretty much one set, and it did feel a bit like a theater production in many ways, actually, because it was also a small cast until we had the extras for when she became, well, I shouldn't say too much, the extras later on. But yeah, you're right, it did have a very much so a theater kind of setup.
And the white-faced woman, Luce, I mean, what an image. I mean, if you had to take away one image from when she makes her first appearance and throughout the whole film, I mean, first of all, what a character, but she's just an unforgettable image.
Yes, and there's that moment, which I won't give it away, but there's that really powerful moment, when she looks back and you just feel her. You feel how dedicated she is to helping people and releasing them from their burdens.
And you had to do your own stunts, I assume, in this movie. Is that Snake? Was that really happening? Because I can't stand Snake. That didn't look like it was a computer effect at all.
Some people still thought it was an effect, but it wasn't. It was real snakes. And what's so funny is that before I shot that, I hadn't really touched a snake. I had no idea how I was going to react. And so I told my director, I told Chris, I don't want to see him. Just let's just shoot it. And if I have a bit of an anxiety attack, I'll have it. I said, but let's just shoot it because I just don't want to ruin that first moment of seeing the snake creeping up my, my leg and on my body. So yeah, sure enough, those were real snakes.
And you kept pulling things out of your mouth throughout the whole movie. It was so gross. I mean, it was, that was disgusting.
It was repulsive. Who was it that I was telling? The process of getting that just right so I could actually pull the hair out, because we had so many takes and we just weren't getting it. And then the makeup artist, now this would never happen now these days because of COVID, but the makeup artist was literally wrapping the hair in her hand and shoving it in my mouth, placing it behind my teeth on the left side, and she grabbed the little tip and said, okay, bite it, and when you start the gag, so you can start pulling it. She literally just all up in there. We got real close. But yeah, it was disgusting.
And it seems like your character's only friend at the time was a rooster that would visit you in your little cell there. So did he have a name on the set?
Yep. No, we didn't name it. You know what? He did have a name though, because he's actually like a rooster actor. I'm not even kidding. There's a whole company that like dedicates themselves to training these animals so they can, I guess, act. So he did have a name, but I can't remember it. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Well, Brigitte, congratulations on a great thriller. I love
Thank you.
Being the old ways. I mean, I just loved how it just felt the folk art in it, and it just seemed like it was taking place centuries ago. And I think that's, in this high-tech world, it's so great to see, some living history like that. And that's what I really love, the production design and the ancient feel of this movie. So it was a great thriller. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a blast to film, and I look forward to slaying more demons.
Yes. Thank you so much. And come visit us in Las Vegas soon. We'd love to have you.
I would love that. Someday soon.
Take care. Thank you.
All right. Bye.